What's up, MMA fans? Today we are catching up with Master Alex Prates. Welcome, Master.
Thanks for having me here, Alonso. My pleasure.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. We're going to have Robert Whitaker returning, fighting against Chimaev in Saudi Arabia in 14 days, if I'm not wrong. Tell us, how was the camp for that fight?
The camp's going well, Alonso. Thanks God, no injuries, nothing major happened. Rob looks very, very excited for this challenge. He's very fit. He's good to go. We can't fault anything that happened on the camp. So 14 days. We're traveling 14 days before the fight. So Sunday. We leave in today's Tuesday here in Australia. We leave Sunday. We staying 9 days.
Today's 19 days to the fight. I'm sorry. Yeah, today's 19 days. Yeah.
19 days. We're flying 14 days before the fight. We plan to stay in Dubai for 9 days, training at Renzo Gracie Dubai Academy. And then we take a short flight to Saudi Arabia for the fight week only, like 4 days, and get the job done.
Alex, the last fight 4 months ago was against Paulo Costa Borrachinha, which is a striker. I imagine the camp was basically totally different. Did you guys bring someone from like Russia to train his wrestling skills, or you did a wrestling training with the team you already have in Australia?
Yeah, we thought about bringing a wrestler. Alonso actually had 1 or 2 names, but I was specifically looking for someone with the same biotype than a Khamzat, like long, like a lanky type of biotype, which I couldn't find it. So I'm using the team, the home athletes only. Like our teammates. Like we have one guy who just left for France for the Olympics. He's going to compete at the 86 kilos division. We have Jacob Malcom, who is a UFC middleweight, who is a very strong wrestler as well. We have Izzy Firiqueiro, who is a 1FC middleweight as well, which is also a strong grappler. So we're good. But of course, the main difference here is we train a lot of Muay Thai to face Paulo, and now we train a lot of wrestling. We're not underestimating we do not stop to train the strike, and of course we keep sharpening the strike as usual, training a lot of boxing, a lot of Thai boxing, but we train a lot of wrestling as well. We're doing, I think last week they start to do 10 rounds of 5 minutes of wrestling. So he's fit, he's good to go, he's grappling his own time. So let's see what happens.
What about fighting in Saudi Arabia, which is more like Chimaev's house, I would say, because of the cheering and everything? Robert Whitaker is like the former champion. He's number 3 in the ranking. Chimaev is number 10 in the ranking. What made him accept that fight, which is a hostile territory, we should say?
Well, it's that thing I told you before, Alonso, that he's paid down the whole time. The man is defined by the challenge he take, and Robert was excited, when he had the opportunity. Chimaev, okay, he's in the ranking, he's not well positioned, but he's a big name. He's a big fight. It's a fight that a lot of people don't want to take it, and I think they're excited. It's Robert beat. He wants to be the guy who break his undefeated record, and like we're gonna challenge him. We're gonna go head on. As I told you before, we plan to match his intensity from the get go. We wanna beat him on the first round. We're not gonna save and play to make it tight. We're gonna fight fire with fire. We're gonna go there to put everything we have from the first second. And Rob is not strange to fight in the enemy territory. He's strange, from hostility. You look at his record. He fought some monsters before, so it's nothing new. We understand that we're gonna fight on his hometown, that he's gonna have all the advantage that he possibly can have. But you know what? We're looking forward to it.
Which fight you look at more in that camp? Like Whittaker, we have to do because Chimaev has 13 fights and 30 wins. But is there any fights that call your attention, like, Robert, we should go to that way?
Yeah, there is the two last fights, especially during Burns fight. You know, like Burns, I need to thank him for the blueprint. I watched the fight so many times. I think he kind of gave a very clear path to victory by starting hard, be very aggressive from the guard, be very aggressive standing. You know, nothing new. And the fight with the former welterweight champion, what's his name, Kamaru Usman.
Kamaru
Same thing.
Usman.
Just think one thing, and I'm sure that Usman is thinking this now. If he could go back and start that fight in a bit of a higher pace, he would. And this is the mistake that we don't want to do it, Alonso. We don't want to finish the fight. Khamzat's tired, we're not tired, he beat us. We're going to start hard. He start 100%, we start 110%. That's the whole talking, that's the approach. We're going to match his intensity from the first second. That's the whole idea.
Alex, probably the next championship fight is going to be Dricus du Plessis, the current champion, and Israel Adesanya, the former champion. You fought both. I mean, Whittaker fought both. You studied both. What do you expect for that matchup?
I think Israel Adesanya. He's an extremely technical fighter, probably, like the most technical fighter from the whole division, like including Alex. I think he's a freak. But when you think about styles, in my humble opinion, the style that Dricus bring to the table is the perfect style to beat Israel Adesanya. And you could see they different fighters, but in a way, Dricus fight similar than Strickland. Always going forward, always putting pressure. Plus, he put the grappling game on the mix. So I think stylistic, Dricus have the perfect game to beat Israel Adesanya. But man, this is fight's fight. This is in theory. It's just like like who knows what's gonna happen. I would not be surprised though if Dricus beat Israel. That's what I'm trying to say.
I see. And what about your plans? You think, of course, you believe you're training Whittaker to beat Chimaev. In that case, how do you see his future steps? He's going to fight the winner of Adesanya and Dricus, or do you think they will put him against Strickland? What would be the next step of Whittaker in your view in case of win?
I think, Alonso, it's pretty simple. You beat the next guy, you get close to the title shot. Simple as that. You beat the next guy, you get close to a title shot, and that's what we're doing. If what's the point to talk about, if they're gonna put us to the title, cry about it? It's business, whatever the boss wants to do, he's gonna do it. But there's no doubt that you're beating the next person, you beat the next person, and eventually you're gonna fight for the title. I guess that's what made Robert a champion, and that's what we're doing again. Like we beating the next guy.
And for your experience, you follow Whittaker for many camps. How long do you see that fight against Chimaev going? Do you think it's going to be a 5 rounds war, or you think Whittaker will finish that before?
We training for a 5 rounds war. We training to be comfortable when both of the fighters hit the wall. That's what we're planning to do. We want to take him there. We want to go there. We want to go to a place that, okay, I hit the wall, I can't move, but guess what? You can move as well. That's what we're training for the whole day, every single day. We train to be there. We train to go after him when we both tired. So I think if it becomes a dog fight, okay, I can see, honestly, and I probably a bit biased here, but when it becomes a dog fight, I don't see anyone beat Robert on this division. Anyone. But if I was a gamble man, which I'm not, 3rd round technical knockout, Robert Whitaker. That's the way I see this fight.
Thank you a lot for the interview, Alex. Good luck and have a nice trip next Sunday.
My pleasure, Alonso. Thank you very much one more time for the opportunity. Thank you. Thank Leo as well for having me on the program one more time. Okay, you guys have a good week.
You too, my friend. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.